I was up at 4:30 this morning. I had a horrible night. But I was up at 4:30 for the sheep because they wanted to have a Bible study once a week. They wanted to have it Monday morning, 5 a.m. my time. Now, that's an odd time unless you're up an hour or two before to prepare. So you prepare to go to work. You prepare to go snowboarding. You prepare to do all kinds of stuff. You guys, especially women, prepare for the gym because you want to lure them in. But when it comes to God and God's work and God's people, most of you don't prepare. And sadly enough, it is because you do not care. You don't prepare. And it is the battle. You don't care because Jesus said the flesh fights against the spirit. You don't recognize that you are at constant war against God. Yet your natural default is to be at war against God, not to go to work. In fact, they brag about working 7 days a week. Some people brag about working 100 hours a week. A president that says he loves the Lord, bragging about working 7 days a week, never resting. Your purpose is not work. Your purpose is raising a family. So you don't have time with your wife. You don't have time with your children, especially. Forget God. Oh, that's not even on your mind at all. If anything, it will be time with your wife and children. God gets thrown under the bus all the time, doesn't he? You shall rest one day a week. It is a curse and anathema to God to say you work 7 days a week. It is a slap in his face, and it's the middle finger to God, to Adonai. You are to respect and honor my Sabbath. But for the sake of work, so the president says. Really? Really? Don't you want to work smarter, not harder? Learn how to work less and work more? A lot of people work and get nothing done. It's like when they talk, they say a lot and say nothing. They give a lot and have given nothing because they didn't give it all. Remember that in the scripture? That is not what the Lord teaches, this principle, bragging about how long and how hard somebody's working. They used to say that in the 60s. Well, I'm working hard. Well, you never have time. I'm working hard trying to keep the bills paid. My God, people, are you that demonic? You're not. You're working hard for a lifestyle, but not for God's style. They used to penalize me if I came in work late. They would penalize me if I showed up to the meeting late. There was a $25 charge because people kept coming late to the Monday morning meeting. Penalize you. Are you late? Did you not get ready? The president of the company used to say, don't come here getting ready for work. Do that at home. Don't come here spending the first half hour in the kitchen preparing your little breakfast meals. We open up at 8 a.m. You get to your desk and start working at 8 a.m. That's not what the ladies used to do. They'd come in and go yapping and napping and clapping and everything else, especially in the kitchen. And he had a problem with that. Some came in and did their hair, did their makeup. Are you that ill prepared for work that you don't get up to prepare for work? The work hours is 8 to 5. Get here at 8 o'clock. And be ready to work. I know it takes time to get yourselves revved up. Do that before you clock in. You should be wrapped up at that time. You go to a football game, you expect your athletes to be revved up at the sound of that clock, that bell, or whatever, in the first quarter, in the first round. You don't want them brushing their teeth, combing their hair, and meandering around. It's game time. You go to a track meet, it's game time. From the sound of that first shot, it's game time, game on. From that first kick down the field, it's game time. Too late when you're on the line and it's time to start to get ready. Game time. People prepare years in advance just for one moment in the Olympics. Oh, beloved, what is wrong with all of you? What is wrong with all of you? You're destroying yourselves. You're destroying yourselves. And you'll have no one to blame but you. It's not the devil, it's you. Because you can resist the devil. It's not the devil, it's you. The devil does not have more power over you than you. And God, who has more power over you, gives you the will to do so that you can't blame him. He gives you the freedom of your choice. Beloved, you belong to God. Act like it. You say you love him. Prove it. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, but yours does. I walked yesterday. Some young men saw me. Were excited to see me. And the first thing one of them said, "Oh, I haven't had time to finish your book." I gave him that book months ago. I didn't bring it up. His guilty conscience brought it up. I gave him a book. I didn't just give him a book. I would give him donuts while they fished on the pier. They didn't ask for it. I would show up and bless them with warm coffee. Just because it just seems like a nice thing to do. I didn't give them coffee and donuts and start preaching at them either. Oh, by the way, here's some coffee. Hey, by the way, come to my church. I did none of that. That's what you religious people do. But even without doing that, even without being religious, I'm rejected. I don't force people to show up. I don't force people to come. I can make food and people don't show up. I can make food and they can say they will show up and don't. I make food and then they show up and leave. It's amazing how evil people are to righteous people. It is no wonder so many are going to hell. It is a testimony. You testify against yourself. You should not speak. You have the right to remain silent so that you don't incriminate yourself. The problem with that, Amanda writes, is that forget becoming silent. Your life speaks louder than your mouth. You incriminate yourself by your actions. Your words are the least of the problem. You've already incriminated yourselves by what you do and how you do it. Why compound it with your words? That's really the point of it. We already have evidence against you. We already have this and that. We have probable cause to arrest you. Why add to it? You're already going down. Why add to your sufferings in hell? Why add to it when you could add to your righteousness in heaven? The devil sits back and watches you destroy yourselves. And as long as you keep blaming him, you'll never deal with yourself. That's the problem, isn't it? You feel no culpability or accountability in your fate spiritually. It's just easier to blame the drug or blame the bottle or blame who knows. Whosoever will, let him come. If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. It just requires you to be willing and obedience. Show up. People go to jobs they don't like. They show up. Don't tell me you can't do what God says to do because you don't like it or feel right about it. You do it for the world. You do all kinds of things you don't like, but you do them. You obey all kinds of rules from people you don't like, but you do them. I see cops screaming and yelling at people, criminals who hate them, and the criminals obey them. But a man of God can tell you something in a moment they say it, you get the attitude, the meanness, the nastiness. Even the devils submit when they are rebuked by the Spirit of God. If you end up in hell, you deserve it. Don't forget that. I've told me many times I can rebuke a demon quicker than I can rebuke a human. Rebellious creature, dangerous to the world. But when that human is submitted to God in obedience without attitude, it is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. A human submitted to God. Pon Dios primero. He puts God first. I told him it's okay. Just give the book away. Just give it away to someone who will read it. Leave it at a cafe on a table. You were given that book by the author with love in my heart. You did not value it. And that's okay. That's your choice. Then I ran into a couple, a woman I prayed for her leg. She reminded me of my prayer for her leg, and she's healed. We give God the glory. Give God the glory. You have need of patience, the scripture says, that after you've done the will of God, then you might receive the promise. Not the other way around.